Have you ever caught yourself believing something you knew, deep down, wasn't quite right? Or maybe you've seen a friend cling to a convenient lie instead of facing a difficult truth. It's a strange human quirk, isn't it? We say we value honesty, but our brains often seem hardwired to prefer a comfortable story over a messy reality. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating and sometimes frustrating reason why we often trust lies more than the truth. It's not about being foolish or weak. It's about how our minds are built to protect us. Let's start with a concept called cognitive dissonance. This is the mental discomfort we feel when we hold to conflicting beliefs, or when our actions don't match our values. Imagine you're on a diet, but you just ate a huge slice of chocolate cake. Your belief is, I need to eat healthy. But your action is, just ate cake. That clash creates a feeling of unease. To get rid of this discomfort, our brain has a few options. It could accept the hard truth. I messed up my diet. But that feels bad. So, it often chooses an easier path. It might tell you a little lie. Like, oh, one slice won't hurt. Or I deserved a treat today. Or even this cake isn't even that unhealthy. Suddenly, the conflict is resolved, and the discomfort is gone. The lie, in this case, is a soothing balm for our psychological stress. The truth is a painful reminder of our failure. Which one do you think our brain, which is designed for comfort and efficiency, is going to prefer? This preference for comfort is rooted in our evolutionary history. Our ancestors lived in a world full of immediate dangers. Their brains evolved to make quick decisions to ensure survival, not to ponder complex philosophical truths. The brain developed mental shortcuts, or heuristics, to save energy and react fast. If a rustling in the bushes could be a predator, it was safer to believe it was and run, even if it was just the wind 9 times out of 10. Believing a lie that a predator was there was a low-cost error. Disbelieving a truth that a predator was there could be fatal. Our brains became experts at creating simple, easy-to-process narratives that helped us navigate the world quickly. The problem is, that same system is still running the show in our modern, complex society. It still prefers the simple story over the nuanced, difficult truth because it's less work. Now, let's talk about the confirmation bias. This is one of the most powerful cognitive biases we have. It's our tendency to search for, interpret, and remember information that confirms what we already believe. If you think a certain politician is untrustworthy, you will notice every news story that highlights their mistakes and dismiss any report of their successes as biased propaganda. Your brain isn't trying to find the objective truth. It's trying to prove itself right. Why? Because being right feels good. It reinforces our sense of intelligence and our understanding of the world. When someone presents us with a truth that contradicts our beliefs, it's not just an attack on the idea. It feels like a personal attack. It challenges our identity and our worldview. A lie that fits neatly into our existing beliefs, however, is welcomed with open arms. It's like a friendly pat on the back from our own mind, telling us, you were right all along. This makes us feel secure and stable. Emotion also plays a huge role in this. Think about how stories are told in movies or books. They follow a narrative arc that makes emotional sense. We love stories with clear heroes and villains, simple motives, and satisfying resolutions. The truth is rarely so tidy. Real life is complicated, ambiguous, and often unsatisfying. A comforting lie, on the other hand, can provide the emotional closure we crave. Consider conspiracy theories. They often offer a simple, emotionally compelling explanation for chaotic and frightening events. A complex event like a global pandemic can be scary and confusing. A conspiracy theory that blames a single, evil group provides a clear target for our fear and anger. The lie, in this case, is more emotionally satisfying than the complicated, messy truth involving virology, public health systems, and global cooperation. It gives us a villain to blame and a simple story to hold on to, which can feel more comforting than the randomness of reality. The source of the information matters, too. We are social creatures, and our trust is heavily influenced by our social circles. This is called in-group bias. We are far more likely to believe information, whether it's true or false, if it comes from someone within our tribe, our family, our friends, our political party, or our online community. When a member of our group tells us something, our brain's immediate reaction is to trust it. Accepting it strengthens our social bonds and reinforces our sense of belonging. Conversely, when an outsider presents us with a truth that challenges our group's beliefs, our instinct is to be skeptical. This is a defense mechanism. To question our group's beliefs is to risk social isolation, which for our ancestors was a death sentence. So, we'll often accept a lie from our in-group over a truth from an out-group, not because of the evidence, but to maintain our social standing. The truth might be factually correct, but the lie keeps us safe within our community. Another powerful factor is what's known as the illusory truth effect. This is the simple idea that the more we hear something, the more we believe it to be true, regardless of whether it actually is. Repetition creates familiarity, and our brains mistake familiarity for accuracy. Think about advertising jingles or political slogans. They are repeated over and over again. The first time you hear a claim, you might be skeptical. The 10th time, it starts to sound familiar. By the 100th time, your brain might just accept it as a fact without you even realizing it. This is because processing a familiar statement is easy for our brain. It requires less mental effort. Questioning it and fact-checking it requires work. So, a lie that is repeated often enough can start to feel more true than a complex truth you've only heard once. It's a loophole in our mental software that can be easily exploited. So, how do we fight back against our own brains? How can we train ourselves to seek out the uncomfortable truth instead of settling for the comforting lie? It's not easy, but it is possible. The first step is simply awareness. Just by understanding these cognitive biases, cognitive dissonance, confirmation bias, the power of emotion and repetition, you're already better equipped to spot them in action. When you feel a strong emotional reaction to a piece of information, or when you find yourself instantly dismissing something that contradicts your beliefs, pause. Ask yourself, is this feeling based on the facts, or is it my brain trying to protect my worldview? A second powerful technique is to actively seek out opposing viewpoints. Make it a habit to read articles, watch videos, or listen to people who disagree with you. This can feel incredibly uncomfortable at first. Your brain will scream at you to stop, but by intentionally exposing yourself to different perspectives, you're training your mind to be more flexible. You're fighting against the confirmation bias by feeding it information it doesn't want. You might not change your mind, and that's okay. The goal isn't to abandon your beliefs, but to ensure they're built on a solid foundation of evidence, not just on the comfortable stories you've been telling yourself. Another key strategy is to focus on how you know rather than what you know. When you encounter a claim, especially a surprising one, practice a bit of mental hygiene. Ask questions like, what is the source of this information? Do they have a vested interest? Is there any verifiable evidence to support this claim? This shifts your focus from a gut-level emotional reaction to a more analytical, critical thinking process. It's about becoming a detective of your own thoughts, carefully examining the evidence before reaching a verdict. This slows down your brain's fast, intuitive system and engages the slower, more deliberate, and logical part of your mind. Finally, practice intellectual humility. This means accepting that you might be wrong, and that's okay. Our desire to always be right is a huge barrier to finding the truth. If you can embrace the idea that learning is a process of updating your beliefs based on new evidence, you free yourself from the need to defend every single one of your current ideas. It is a shift from I am right to I want to find out what is right. This mindset makes it much less painful to accept an uncomfortable truth, because it is no longer a threat to your ego. It's simply a new piece of data in your ongoing quest for understanding. Ultimately, our brains are not designed to be perfect truth-seeking machines. They are survival machines that evolved to prioritize comfort, speed, and social belonging. The preference for comforting lies over difficult truths isn't a character flaw. It's a feature of our human operating system. But by understanding how our minds work, by consciously questioning our own instincts, and by cultivating a habit of curiosity and intellectual humility, we can start to override our default settings. We can learn to find a different kind of comfort, not in the easy lie, but in the rewarding, though sometimes difficult, pursuit of what is real. Thanks for watching. If you found this exploration of the mind interesting, Please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into psychology and human behavior. Let me know in the comments. Have you ever caught yourself believing a comforting lie? I'd love to hear your stories. See you next time.